All right, so I'm going to guess by the fact that you're merely here in the room here with me today that many of you possess a certain level of introspectiveness, and as a result have an ability to be self-aware that drives you to grow and improve and develop, whether it is working on competent communication skills or leadership skills. There's this desire to get better. So I wanted to share with you one of these introspective moments that I just recently experienced that has done just that. And it's all centered around the word less. So what do I mean by less? It's about less consumption. And to give you a little bit of context, when it comes to financial, or at least just to give you a little bit of context, I have no debt, no mortgage payment, no car payment, no school loans to pay. It's a combination of hard work, discipline, a little bit of good fortune. And so, as a result, this has led to instances where I have some discretionary income to spend. And I apologize, to go back a little bit, I say that to give you a little context that less consumption is not about having or being concerned about financial burdens or financial stress. It's about consuming less for inward improvement and growth. And this philosophy of consuming less has really been very beneficial to me over the last few months, and I've seen several examples of this working. And as a result, I'd like you to consider it if it's something that you can benefit from, or at minimum maybe consider passing it along to somebody else that you think might benefit from it. I'm just going to share with you 3 quick examples where I've really seen it improving my life. Yesterday, I went to Academy Sports and Outdoors. I needed to get a pair of football cleats for my oldest son. He's 9 years old, for recreational flag football. And of course, you go into a store like this, and looking for shoes. There's several choices, several price points, several brands, starting with $19 for the entry-level Rawlings brand to up to $60 for a 9-year-old for recreational flag football for a pair of Nikes. Nike's had a couple of different variations. And as we try to narrow down the selection and the choices based on size, it came down to this $45 pair or this $19 pair of shoes. And of course, you can guess which one I kind of preferred to buy, but I wanted to just ask my son. And I was proud of a moment where he said, you know what, Dad, we'll just go with this $19 pair. It doesn't look as, I mean, you can tell it's just a different look between the Nike and the Rawlings. And he said, I'm only playing for a few weeks, and it's adequate. It'll work fine. So it's kind of a proud moment just to see that a 9-year-old who is clearly surrounded by kids who are wearing Nikes and flashy shoes opted for this less than thrilling pair of Rawlings for $19, and it worked. So we bought those, and it was just kind of one of those moments. Glad to see him kind of adopting this kind of a philosophy as a kind of a side effect of me doing so. There's another instance. Of course, we're all, if you have children especially, you're surrounded by Legos. And even if you don't have children, you've seen all the advertisements for the Lego movies are breaking all kinds of records. And there was an instance where we could have purchased some Lego, we had to purchase a gift or purchase some toys for our kids, or we thought about purchasing toys. And we were kind of narrowing it down to Legos because that's what they like. And this meant a couple of different Lego sets, probably $30, $40, maybe at the least, to buy a couple of boxes of Legos. And what this would have meant is going to the store, kids kind of determining, trying to figure out which ones they wanted, and having to make those decisions, buying them going home real excited, thanking us for the gift, going into their rooms, working on making them, playing with them, and then maybe a couple of weeks later, or maybe even a week later, just sitting on the shelf, them having forgotten about it. So we opted instead of buying Legos to instead go see the Lego movie. It was a Saturday matinee at the Look in Addison, and we took the kids. It was actually myself taking the kids, and we enjoyed popcorn and sodas and a good experience, and the movie turned out to be fantastic. We spent another hour afterwards during lunch talking about the movie, reciting lines from the movie. It was just a fun experience and a very much more lasting experience as a result. So since I'm running short on time, I'll end it with those two examples. But those are a couple of examples where adopting this philosophy of less consumption, has really been significantly benefited me, and I'm starting to see some results. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this means over the course of the rest of the year. This resonates with you at all in any way, by all means, think about adopting it. Or, as I mentioned, at minimum, maybe share it with somebody else that you think could benefit. Thank you.